Okay, so we say then in that case, Q titles here.
Oh, we're having a cold open, are we?
Yeah, that was the cold open.
Cool.
So we'll just cut that, and now we can just cut back into Dan saying something. Dan, say something.
I don't know. Podcast time.
Podcast time.
Podcast time.
Oh, that's a really jingle. I should have changed it.
I did actually want to say as well that the only Oscar thing, Soul won, which I was happy for. That was good. Jamie Foxx won a thing for Soul, which is nice because he's.
I mean,
produced,
also
hasn't he produced that as well? So they won.
Batiste won for his music on that. I think he won an award.
Oh, did he? Oh, cool. I know it won some stuff.
I'm not sure what award he won.
It deserved to win some stuff.
I mean, it definitely won Best Animated Picture because Pixar always does.
And because nothing else, I can't think of anything good that came out otherwise.
The other Pixar film that came out?
Onward.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the only other one that people couldn't name, but I never watched it.
I think Lewis said that as well. He was like,
yeah, he was like Onward. I was like, oh, I actually would as well chuck in. I can't pronounce his first name. His last name, sorry. Is it Daniel Kaluuya? Kaluuya. I didn't say koala, by the way. I just didn't want to say koala, so I was just sort of dancing around it.
Kaluuya.
Because I was going to say, because I'm really annoyed I can't currently watch Judas and Black Messiah. I can, I just have to buy it, and I don't really want to do that, so I'm waiting. But I want, as long as him or Lucky Stanfield won for their roles, I would have been happy with that choice, and I think I was happy. It's nice to see a Brit do it as well. He was fantastic. Yeah, and it's interesting. In the last year, by the way, he's actually won everything he possibly could have done as an actor, other than an Instant Ravioli Show award, a Daniel Award. So, does it already count?
I think that was mainly because none of us had seen it at that point. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, we didn't have an award for Best Person who turned up in one episode of Doctor Who and has now gone on to be in much bigger things.
That is true. Dan's right. Yeah, we haven't.
And he was in the second Johnny English
He's in a
film.
lot of shit. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
He's British, so
he's been around for a long time.
A lot of small British things.
We could also
and then
give that to Olivia Colman, couldn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many people.
Dan, can we give that to Andrew Garfield as well, or is he in the whole series?
We can also give it to Andrew Garfield.
I was going to say, isn't Andrew Garfield there for a while
as well? The guy from Umbrella Academy, he's also in the exact same episode as Olivia Colman.
5? Wait, what Umbrella? What?
Oh, yes, no, yeah.
Number 5?
No, the big...
oh, Christ.
He's also in Game of Thrones a bit, I think.
He's not quite as big.
Luther.
Yes, yeah.
He's not as big now.
Yeah, he just...
he is some stuff on the left. Average sized man in that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he's a normal sized bloke.
Do you think? Can we talk about that actually real quick? What do you think are two series that could coexist in the same universe?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, Doctor Who and Umbrella Academy. Do you think those two could exist in the same universe?
Yeah. The only thing is, I think it often confuses things, and kind of makes life a little difficult.
No, I'm not saying we do it.
For everyone in it.
Hypothetically.
Did you ever pitch that to the BBC and Netflix?
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily implying those two. I mean, in general, I think often the only problem is you often end up confusing things unless they've got the same writing staff on either TV show, the same producing and the same directors. Otherwise, it doesn't work because everyone's going to have a different idea for where to go.
But even then, I don't think that always works because there's a crossover episode between The Simpsons and Futurama, and that just seems odd because half of the characters in that were yellow.
If you want to, I think the better equivalent I was going to say was the fact that if you look at like, I'm trying to think of like the 3 Star Wars movies we had, and we gave one to another director, and it went like it was going this way, and then it went this way, and then it had to come back again this way. Imagine that, but on 2 different TV shows that can run for fucking seasons and seasons, and they're kind of supposed to be interlinked. It's just this constantly going opposite direction. Like I think it's always a mess.
While you mention actually the Star Wars directors, I only found out the other day that David Lynch was in talks to direct Return of the Jedi. Well, I say in talks. I think he went out on a lunch with. I watched the thing he said, and he said that he went out on a lunch with George Lucas, and then he said he got a massive headache, and then just turned it down.
I think everyone was basically brought on
amazing,
for those last 3, right? Everyone was kind of. thrown a line for him.
I don't think George Lucas actually directed Return of the Jedi, did he?
No, George Lucas only directed the prequels.
Yeah. Which
He
says a
doesn't
lot
like
about the
directing,
prequels.
I don't think. I think it's more
He doesn't like most things.
Does he not?
Mm-mm.
Actually, that was a funny thing.
He just wants to chill on his ranch.
I will try and I'll try and put the description to the video in the description. The description to the video in the description. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's usually where it goes.
And it's really funny, but he says I can't remember what he says at one point, but I completely forgot what I was about to say, honestly.
Nice.
I'm really ill, man. I'm dying. Like, I can't do this.
Can I throw out as well? Me and Jimmy ended up watching I haven't seen the actual movie. We watched the scene from the Circle of Life scene from the new the newest Lion King.
Oh,
Have you seen the new one, Dan?
No, why would I want to do that when I could just watch the old one?
Yeah, so we watched this scene of the new one, and then we went and watched the scene again with the old one, and the old one is still miles better.
No, but
like,
it's
it's the same shot, but
we were surprised that that the opening song wasn't completely different. But then we realised that the shots weren't different either, and everything was exactly the same.
The shots are the exact same.
I mean, to an extent, right? Like, by the way, we didn't actually watch the whole film. We just watched this opening scene. But we were both quite impressed that like it did still look quite good for what it was. Like it looks real, but like I don't think it worked with like what it was trying to.
It doesn't need to look real though. It's talking animals.
Exactly. Like it wasn't needed. I also said
Othello or Macbeth or whatever.
I was saying to you as well that like you can't capture.
It
sounds weird, but
this a classic
Disney
like,
presents
Othello
style
of like
Macbeth. But she can't wash the blood off her hands. She can't do it.
No,
but
Spock, Abe.
I was saying to me as well that like
listen,
you can't in the cartoon, the point why it works so well is because you can draw human emotion onto an animal. Like a lion can suddenly have these human features on him that make him look a little more like you can understand what he's thinking, what he's feeling. You can't do that with like a real lion. It doesn't really work. By the way, I know they didn't film it with real lions. I wasn't saying they did. I'm just saying they made it look like a real lion.
Don't be stupid. They didn't film it with real lions.
But yeah, look, it wasn't necessary to remake. I think just go make another story. Stop fucking remaking them.
Stop doing all the ones with the big animals that talk.
Yeah, stop. Even with dinosaurs, isn't that a movie? That's a movie somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Or is it just Dinosaur?
I think
I don't like it. Every time I look at pictures of it, it's a horrible animation. It makes me want to cry. It's awful.
We did definitely grow up in that age of CGing like things.
It's because people like just before us
it came from like Roger Rabbit and then like
just before us came like Lion, like all of the big ones kind of came out just before us or as we were being born. So our generation of growing up was just like, oh, I see, we can just put any old shit on this like CGI piece of paper, and people will watch it.
We sort of grew up in that like weird kind of space in between where like animation started to get reasonably cheap to make, but it didn't actually look any good. So anyone could make the animation, but it didn't actually.
But it looks fucking god awful.
I mean, Cars was my favorite film when I was a kid, and I mean, Jesus. Like,
Cars is actually I like Cars.
Cars is alright. Cars 2
I like
is
Cars.
really good, though.
I haven't watched any of the other ones because apparently they're all terrible. But Cars 1 I like.
Cars 1 is people.
Go on, Dan. What's your opinion on Cars?
But I think that's just nostalgia talking, honestly.
Cars 2 is definitely rubbish.
Okay.
It's so bad.
It's not great.
Although it has probably one of the best alternate things for different countries. You know how they do that sometimes? For different countries, they brought in different racing drivers to be in.
Yeah, and the new Lewis Hamilton does three languages or some shit.
Yeah, we got Lewis Hamilton. Well, I mean, they even did that in the first one. I find it weird. Like, I watched Cars on Disney Plus a little while ago, and that's the American version. So Jeremy Clarkson isn't in it.
Oh,
and
really?
It's just odd because. But I mean, if you think
about it, who does that
it,
voice then?
Jeremy Piven, I think. He's a famous. You'd probably recognise his face.
Yeah, I'll go get it.
I mean, it's weird that they put Jeremy Clarkson in it. If you really think about it.
I mean, it's very, very bizarre.
It took me a while to realise that was just in England.
I'm
like,
such
wow, I can't believe they put the guy from Top Gear in it.
I was like, I'm going to Google.
Who do they think that's alienating? Like, I didn't find out that was Jeremy Clarkson until, like, I don't know, probably like a year ago or something. Told me that. No one's going to be like, oh, is that Jeremy Clarkson from that British television show? I'm not going to carry on watching this. made like
I'm pretty sure
$1 million
all
Pixar film because Jeremy
there's-
Clarkson shows up. But...
There's an episode of Phineas and Ferb with all three of them in it.
Oh yeah, I think I haven't seen it, but I've seen like a picture of it. It's really odd.
It's so weird. But,
There's an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
yeah, all three
It's a
guys.
episode. They go on the
Well, what's
track.
his
and,
truck called?
recently
It's called
broke
Mac,
out.
isn't it?
Mac, but it's not
Mac.
Mac. It's Harv. It's the voice of Harv.
Oh.
Mac is because Mac is voiced
Mac
by
is the
John
truck.
Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh,
Harv is his agent or something.
Yeah, I see.
just
Jeremy
talks
Clarkson
through.
and Jeremy Piven apparently are both given. Why did you go for people with called Jeremy? Oh yeah, I recognise him. Okay, yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
from
so
Entourage.
they did a similar thing in Cars 2, but like in Germany, I think it's Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
Random NASCAR drivers for the American version.
Yeah,
Others probably.
That doesn't make any sense because they didn't change Michael Caine's voice in Cars 2, did they?
No, it's just for it's like with Captain America's book in the Winter Soldier. That's got different things depending on
Oh, that's
where
just
you
what-
are.
so- yeah, that's just.
It's just like just for a minute, they're like, "Oh, look, that's a reference I get."
Yeah, I actually
Now Gabe's going to
went.
talk about a reference I don't get. 'Cause he's gonna talk
No,
about
I went back
American
and
Winter
watched.
Soldier.
I went back and watched the first Captain America. I was just kind of bored and wanted something to put on.
Yeah.
I really like that movie. There's some problems with it, I'll admit. There are some problems.
War
When
film.
I look back, there are like, okay, it's very easy for me because of like I'm a big nerd. I love that kind of Marvel universe stuff. It's very easy for me to kind of just watch it and go, "Yep, that's a good film," because it's characters I love and actors I enjoy and blah blah blah.
And it's a good film. So
And it's a good
that
film,
helps.
but there are problems with it. Film talk wise, you don't really see Captain America actually do a lot in the war. It kind of just does a quick montage where it's like, here's all the things he's done. Also, Red Skull's plan, he talks about how Hitler's an idiot for just walking over Europe, blowing it up. Red Skull literally only goes over Europe, blowing things up. He does nothing different. I'm willing to look past. I'm willing to look past that because it's a really enjoyable movie and the actors in it are fantastic and the storyline really kind of carries itself through. And I really had a good time with it. It also though made me think I don't know if we'll talk about it too much because I know Jimmy hasn't watched, but I don't think Jimmy cares too much about. Jimmy, do you care about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I already might. It's just up to whether like viewers have actually got that far yet.
Okay, all right. It's been out for a week now, and this is going. It's been out for a week currently, and this is probably going to go out the week afterwards. So we're going to talk about it because you've had 2 weeks to watch it. Spoiler alert! Here we go. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, boy.
Was fucking class.
Great.
It was really good. I actually wanted to especially.
Wait, did I get that right by the way? Because I keep accidentally calling it Captain America.
It's Captain America. At the end, it is at the end title scene. It comes up as Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Because Falcon's Captain America.
I'm just like, I'm glad I got that
You're right. That's why I don't.
You were just predicting the future.
Yeah. I want to make a mention that like I know it's very easy to kind of fall into a trap with when you kind of deal with issues like racial injustice and things like that in TV shows, in films. I know it's a very easy trap to fall into because you either run the line of like really heavily on the nose, kind of spoils and takes away from the story and from what it means and everything, or it just pisses off everyone. Like they're the two options you have, and sometimes anyway it feels that way. But I actually thought like a genuine props needs to go to the guys who worked on this, and I actually don't have the writers' names up next to me or anything, but I will go get them up in a minute. But I thought they did a fantastic job, and it never felt too much. It never felt too strong. It felt like by the end of the series, there was a nice message throughout and a good message throughout, and it helped sort of build that character with him.
Could have felt too strong though, just with the way the world is at the moment, especially since last March onwards.
Yeah, all the horrific, stupid shit that happened. Yeah,
I think I don't know. I don't know when they started writing it, but I mean,
it must have been about. Wait, no, it was filming about them, right? It was filming about them.
It was filming before they were in. Because I watched the making of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
And they were filming in Prague before the pandemic hit, like the US and everywhere, quite big.
Wow,
so they've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
So presumably it always had it in there, but
but unfortunately stuff like that's like always been around. It's just only just like mainstream now, which is a shame. But I think it's good that like because I've really noticed like a like a boom in that sort of stuff recently, and I'm really happy that that's happened because it's kind of like, I think films like the best education because it's so mainstream.
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
watches it. And it's like, just to educate people through. I mean, there's people. I find it crazy that like there are. Well, I don't find it crazy at all, but like there are people going to like watch films where you don't need to kind of like sneak in messages anymore. You can just make that the film. I mean, obviously, there's been loads of examples like for 50 odd years, whatever. But like, Judas and the Black Messiah is one I saw recently, and it's like, I feel like I'm watching something like that every week, and it's like really interesting. And, like,
I was going to say another note that could be Black Klansman. I think Black Klansman's the same point on that. In that he doesn't dance around it. You just sort of go for the proper.
Everything you're seeing it from not necessarily a new perspective, because unfortunately everyone knows that it's going on, and everyone's sort of being exposed to it in some way, no matter what race you are or what gender you are, because that also applies to the same thing, but not necessarily to the same level. But everyone's like being exposed to it. It's just nice to kind of like have people who necessarily aren't exposed to it kind of being educated in that way. And some of these films that are set, like 50 odd years ago are just as relevant today as, and people always get sort of surprised by it. They're like, I can't believe this came out, 50 years ago. It's so relevant today, but it's like, actually nothing's changed in those 50 odd years. And, I think films like that are really kind of eye-opening to especially people up top who can actually make a difference. I hope so, at least, because
I agree.
It's such a powerful message.
Yeah, for sure. On a lighter note, I would like to give very much props to Wyatt Russell. I think he's fantastic throughout the entire series. I think it's a shame that people can't fucking pull their head out their arse when someone's playing a hated character well. Stop messaging actors who play hateful characters. Stop it, you idiots. But I thought he was great. I really enjoyed watching him. Yeah, Jimmy, stop it. But I really enjoyed Wyatt Russell. I also, Dan, did you hear about his reaction to the US agent suit?
No.
So he went to put it on, and obviously, for those who don't know, it's just a black and red kind of Captain America design, but striped black and red instead.
It's sort of got the stripes of the flag.
And it's a cool suit, but he went into it thinking like, okay, my suit, and he was like, I was kind of disappointed when it was just like, oh, it's the same but just different colors. I was like, yeah. I was like, mate, I don't know if you read any of the comics, but it's literally the same. I was like, it's not much difference.
So wait, what happened with him then?
Okay, so he takes.
Okay, so by the way, I stopped. I stopped watching after episode 2.
Oh God, okay.
I just lost interest. So
okay, so he. Go on, Dan. Do you want to do a lowdown of?
Okay. So obviously, Zemo hasn't turned up yet, as he's in starts from episode 3.
They mentioned him at the end of episode 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they were going to go break him out.
But yeah, at this point they break out Zemo, Walker and Lamar Hoskins. They find out and they're like, okay, these guys are. They're all trying to work towards the same thing, trying to get to the Flag Smashers. But obviously Falcon and the Winter Soldier are being slightly obstructive towards the efforts of the other two.
Yeah.
And it's really starting to get on John Walker's nerves. And you can sort of see that he is, I mean, he's always slightly on the edge, but Lamar is sort of grounding him a bit. So then, a couple episodes...
even if he decides to do a dumb thing, Lamar's kind of going like, "This is all right. You can do that. That's fine." Yeah, he's kind of calming him down into it.
Yeah. But then, a few episodes on, they've got the Flag Smashers have these vials of super soldier serum. Zemo's breaking them, and after being beat up by the Dora Milaje, John Walker decides he wants to be a super soldier.
Because he realises that he can't even stand against regular people. They're not regular people. They're fucking
I mean, the Dora Milaje are absolutely not regular.
You know what? They're actually some of my favourite characters in the entire MCU. Cool. They're so cool. They're so fucking sick.
I'm really glad they turned up. Anyway, and as we know, the super soldier serum sort of...
it accelerates any of your personality traits.
Yeah, which is why it was
So
so
you know how
good for Steve
you know how
Rogers.
Steve Rogers is always a good guy, but he's a good little guy.
That's why they gave him
That's
to him,
why they
because-
gave it to him, because therefore he becomes a great guy, but a bigger man.
Like the
So
episode
Jimmy-
Community with the antidepressants, and Jeff's ego goes really big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever your personality is goes through the roof.
We're just
by
trying to
10
find
is the
reference
point.
points.
No, you're right. You did it right. That's the right one.
But anyway, one of the Flag Smashers kills Lamar, unfortunately, which is a
Yeah.
shame because I really liked his character.
I really liked him as well.
Battlestar, and that just sends John Walker over the edge.
By the way, we had to give shout to
kills-
he beheads.
kills one of the flags.
Well,
Well,
we
I
don't
think
know if it's about his chest,
he
isn't it? His
just
chest.
slams the shield down several times in the chest area of this guy
In public,
front of
with
bunch
like a whole of
people.
people like filming it. And by the way, I
Nuts.
actually want to say the best shot of the whole series is actually the one where he stood there with the
Stood
shield
there, and
coated
the
in
shield
blood.
is
That is
covered in
such a
blood.
fucking good shot. Like, it's so nicely done, and it just sort of follows around him, and it's brilliant. Yeah, sorry. Go on,
But then
anyway,
he runs off and
he loses
then,
the title of Captain America.
Well,
Well, no,
Falcon and Winter Soldier go and beat him up and steal the shield.
yeah, because they're
And
like,
then
nah.
when he goes back to the States, he loses the title of Captain America.
And yeah, they don't put him in prison, which is
No,
because he's done stuff
yeah,
for them before.
there's some sort of dishonorable discharge or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's no longer Captain America. The other two have the shield. At which point he's like, okay. Well, Julia Louis-Dreyfus turns up.
Yeah.
Is she supposed to be Madam Hydra?
Well, she's only known as Contessa, but in the comics, she is
I
Madam
think
Hydra.
she's,
So
but anyway,
yeah,
she's sort of like doing weird stuff. She's sort of masterminding things, sort of like a Nick Fury type. But anyway, other stuff happens with the shield, and I can't remember if we've met Isaiah Bradley by episode 2, but there's this black man that was experimented on in the 50s.
No, he wasn't.
so he had the same power set. Well, a bit scaled down is the idea, but he was given a similar serum to Steve Rogers, and because he was a black man, the US government didn't really bother with actually treating him well. They did a load of horrible things. They experimented on him constantly. And then when he disobeyed them and went and saved lives, like Steve Rogers does in the first Captain America, Isaiah Bradley instead was locked up for like 30 years and experimented on more. And
he and Sam Wilson do a lot of talking about what it means to be Captain America and also being black in America. Then after that, there's like a solid 30 minutes of just like Sam and Bucky hanging out and fixing up the boat.
Oh, it's so good.
Just
It's
being
a funny
friends.
montage.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot more lighthearted for a bit. Just
They're
before
quite literally just they're just quite literally on Sam's fishing boat fixing it up. One of my favorite lines is the bit about he uses the wrench and Sam's like, why don't you just use the robotic arm? And he's like, I don't always think of it. I'm right-handed, which is like, if you really wanted it, it's a bit, and it must be fucking annoying the fact that the arm they gave you to have this super strength is your weak arm.
Well, I mean, I think that was just because that was the arm he lost.
That's my point though. Of like, what a way of even more rotten luck. And I've lost an arm, and it's not even the good one to be replaced. He's got
a super soldier serum as well.
Yeah,
so I mean, surely
it's
that
strong
arm's
enough.
But to be fair, if I was to lose an arm, I'd rather lose my left arm than my right arm.
Yeah. Because then at least you could make all that sweet content still. If it was your left arm, how are you gonna
whip up that content?
whip up that content? Anyway, sorry, I'm
and then in the last episode, there was a threat to the GRC, which was the people being like, okay, people who have moved into houses in the past 5 years, get out. They're the people sorting out all that stuff. And the Flag Smashers have turned up. And Batroc the Leaper, he's come back.
Oh, he's so good.
But anyway, so, now Captain America, Falcon, the Wakandans made him a nice new suit with all the colours and stuff.
It looks great. It looks just like the podcast one. It's white.
Like, are they just now like the engineers of the MCU? They just make stuff for people.
Now that Tony Stark's dead and can't make stuff for everyone.
Yeah.
The other Wakandans doing
this
it.
is our role now. Like,
yeah.
I really like the joke about because I was one of the channels, me and Dan, and I think Jimmy, you watch it as well, don't you? Yeah. That we were laughing about. My favourite of theirs jokes is the one of for Bucky's arm they have the hand sequence that causes it to just fall off. So the Dora Milaje have a hand seat. Basically, they can just tap it in certain places and it will fall off. It's like a large sequence, and then it comes up. So it basically neutralizes Bucky. But
Well, I imagine
it's
also
so
it'd probably be
funny.
helpful for that thing to come
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
just a
but
sort
it's
of
so
maintenance thing as
funny.
well.
The idea that in the Falcon suit they could be like, command trigger off, and the whole thing would just like come off. The entire thing would just completely come off, and then Falcon's just stood there in like I'm picturing like in underwear with the big hearts on them. You know the ones,
he has
the,
to have those.
the classic banter ones. It's like the Wakandas have built like every superhero their fucking suit, and they can control all of them quite easily. Like that's a very worrying idea. It's Dan, by the way, it's Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who is Madame Hydra. She's classified as Madame Hydra.
Anyway, so they're fighting the Flag Smashers, and John Walker turns up again. He's built his own shield,
which is also does not work. It just doesn't work.
It
works better than I thought it would have done.
But then because it's just metal, it's pretty easy to just
like bad for him now. The more you say, like
you kind of do sort of, but then
because he's turned up to beat up the people who killed his friend.
Yeah,
so and they're currently considered also sort of villains. But yeah, in beating them up and trying to also helping Bucky save some people that they were trying to kill, he's sort of he helps the good guys. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a hero yet. Just in the fact that at the very end of the final episode, like he's helped out and then he just walks off. And then there's one more scene with the Madame Hydra character, and he's got the proper US agent suit, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? She seems a bit shifty. He's not. I don't know if it's hard to place what he is. He's fighting for good, but we don't really know what her background is. So he if he's fighting for what he thinks is good, but is really being orchestrated by bad people to be a bad thing.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out at some point in the future.
Fantastic metaphor for the USA.
Yeah. I had a really good time with this one, though.
I'm just saying.
I had a really good time with this one. I think my personal favourite scene is the final scene of the regular show, other than the John Walker stuff, which is Bucky and Sam just having a good time by the boat with a great tune on, boogieing the night away. No, there's a great shot as well of him like letting the kids hang off his metal arm. It's just brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I thought as the show went on, it got better. I'll be honest. I thought it built really good speed towards the end and really had a nice ending. The next up Marvel project wise is Loki, but that's a month and a bit away, I believe now.
Say that I'm another thing that we've not had a chance to talk about, which is basically completely new, is I'm moving on from Falcon.
Okay, all right.
Shang-Chi trailer came out.
Yeah, shit, it did. It looks.
And we just haven't talked.
It looks
for a
so
while,
good.
So we missed that. I don't know if you saw that, Jimmy.
I did see that actually. Yeah.
It looks really good. It I know this sounds right. I know the typical definitions like the Hong Kong kind of action style filming making, where it's like the kind of action movies that just look insanely complicated and amazing and but like this looks great. Like fighting style wise, we haven't seen the entire movie and the storyline is yet, but that fights itself look amazing. Like they look really good.
It's a new sort of sub-genre for the MCU to move into sort of
Also, please, can we make this character actually good at kung fu? Because it really annoys me when they're like, he's the best at kung fu. This is just Iron Fist I'm talking about, by the way. He's so good at kung fu. I'm like, the guy does like 3 punches, and then the guy he's fighting always wins. So what? No, he's not. Like, I want a character that genuinely can just walk through like hundreds of people. Just walking. This looked absolutely brilliant.
But it's interesting to see whether the 10 rings are like a tech thing or a magic thing.
Yeah.
What
do you hope it is?
I don't really mind.
I kind of hope for the magic one. I like the. I want a little more magic in this universe.
It's either wizards and or the aliens, right, guys?
Yeah,
exactly.
I did listen.
Yeah.
But no, I think it would make sense if it's a sort of magic that's sort of adjacent to the stuff we get in like Doctor Strange and stuff.
Yeah,
Sort of not, oh, this is a thing from space, and so we just call it magic, but really it's advanced science Thor stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Proper magic.
Yeah, I do want proper magic. I think I'm really hoping as well with that new Doctor Strange movie that he gets some more weird shit going on. Like, he's got a lot of very strange spells that he uses in the comic books. There's some very odd shit that happens in that universe, and so I really hope that he maybe does a little more than just make some shields with his fist. Like, I hope
they give him
some
back
insane,
the
ridiculous stuff. Yeah, I agree. I like the yellow gloves.
I mean, they look like washing up gloves.
No, but they're still funny. They suit the outfit. Yeah. I was going to say as well, Malcolm Spellman is the head writer on Falcon and Soldier. So big up to you, Mr. Spellman. You did great. Well done. You get an honorary Daniel,
like magic,
but it's like a little Daniel because you don't get a main one. You get an honorary one. You have to win the main one for the.
What would be the BAFTA equivalent of a Daniel?
A Jimmy.
Wow.
And then our podcast equivalent of a Razzie, we'll call it
Gabriel. Yay! Nice. Anyway,
until the trailer came out, I hadn't realised Shang-Chi was coming. I probably did and just forgotten that it was coming out this year.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
when's it out?
September time, I think. I think it said it said fall, so autumn. Is the Eternals also supposed to be coming out this year, or is it?
September 21 is the Shang-Chi.
Wasn't that cancelled like 2 years ago?
No, you're thinking of the Inhumans.
Yeah, that one was cancelled.
Right. The Eternals is a different thing.
Is Eternals 5th November 2021?
Okay, it's directed by I can't pronounce her surname, but
it's in post-production, so it is done.
Chloe Zhao, who directed Nomadland.
Yeah, Chloe Zhao.
Recently crowned Best Director at the Oscars.
Yeah.
So hopefully should be a good film.
What if they haven't seen it?
It's got a really good cast in it. I remember when this cast came out, it was pretty insane. 2 Game of Thrones lads, just 2 lads.
The guy from Bodyguard and
Kit Harington and the guy from Bodyguard. Yeah, Kit Harington's in it. And Angelina Jolie, who famously is in
lots of
Game
films.
of Thrones. She plays the dragon. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm coming up. No. Yeah, she does like the Benedict Cumberbatch stuff, where she's crawling around on the floor, that kind of shit. Yeah, she does all that shit. By the way, I actually, Matt, props to, I actually think, it's very funny to watch. It's really funny to watch, but props to him for fucking doing it. Because some actors would be like, no, just CGI the dragon in. No. He actually did it. And the dragon itself looks good. Those movies aren't great, but that part looks good.
I just, whenever I see that film, I just I can't look at the dragon not crawling around the floor.
It's when he's doing the lines that kills me, because it's a man on all fours saying these lines and trying to be all intimidating, and I'm like, right.
I mean, he's basically just lying on the floor though as well, because that's how small. He's really just low crawl.
Crunched up.
Yeah, he is. Oh, funny. Yeah.
I think it's just something you call. For the last 20 minutes or so, do you want to do that word thing that we usually do? Can you
the half word cut off?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. The transition.
Oh my goodness, so much pressure to say the right.
How can you
cut there? It's easy.
I really hope in the edit Dan did not. I swear to God, you didn't say to end the sentence that would have started with B. So I really hope.
And you literally 2 seconds ago, you were really worried about continuity and my editing. I was like, oh, that's sweet that he cares about that. And then you interrupt me with his sentence, and
it doesn't matter that much. It's a funny little joke for everyone.
It is. It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
God forbid Jim has to do more editing.
By the way,
put together.
I hope everyone you can now enjoy this on Spotify now.
Yeah, if you don't want to look at our faces.
If you don't want to look at our faces, you can go on Spotify and listen to this instead.
I don't blame you.
Which I think quite a few people have actually been doing. It's annoying because Spotify only so you do it through RSS, is the company that send it to everywhere. And
don't know what that is, but
it's just like a radio. I don't know. Basically, it's annoying though because I can only view. I can't view our individual like listens. I can only view downloads. So if someone's listened to it but just at home, they won't download it. So I can't see if they've actually listened to it or not because all I can see is like, oh, one download, nice. But
looking
I know
at it on Spotify right now. I will be honest, image is a bit squished.
Yeah, we need to change the image over. Yeah. It's a weird.
Are we going to change that to? Or I mean, are we going to keep the paint thing, or are we changing it to the thing Jimmy did?
Yeah, I think we should change something.
Yeah, the one Jimmy.
I mean, it's up to you really, because you put in all of the hard work. So.
Yeah. Also, we can actually resize. Oh, three downloads.
Oh, my name is on this thing. That's pretty cool.
All three.
Yeah, all three of our names are on it.
How come mine's lost?
Because you do the least.
Oh, what the hell? Rude.
Who's those first then?
Jimmy, you're first.
Yeah, who goes Jimmy? Yeah.
I also wanted to throw out there as well. Actually, I can't say Dan's done the least because Dan has practically hosted today's episode.
Yeah,
me and Jimmy have had nothing. I'm shattered and Jimmy's ill. Dan's like, oh goodness.
Let's talk about this. So what's wrong with you then? Yeah, let's do a little therapy session.
What's wrong with you? I am absolutely. Nothing's wrong with me.
Every morning is to wake up and look at that face.
Yeah, there's a mirror. There's a mirror right at the end of my bed, and it makes me so sad every day.
Actually, so for the viewers who I'm pretty certain haven't actually been to Gabe's house, Gabe, his entire ceiling is mirrors.
Oh no, it's not.
It's a weird perv.
It's like really odd.
Perv.
Especially when you go in there, like, you can sort of like see yourself looking up, and you're like, what's happening in these mirrors? Like,
you can see yourself looking up, thinking, what's happening in the mirrors?
It's really weird.
Oh fucking hell. Oh Jesus. Okay, great.
Gabe.
Yeah, I know. I've realised. Anyway, so no, I was going to. I actually wanted to mention that I'm fine. I'm doing very well. I'm very happy. I am currently working.
Mention the job gig. Come on, go.
I'm working. I'm not allowed to say
where. You vaguely alluded to it in that episode that never got released.
I'm not allowed to say where it is.
So they already know.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say what it is.
Possibly be in London, Gabriel.
No.
Okay. What the fuck are you doing in London then?
Oh no, I was getting tested for this job.
Oh, okay.
So, that one I can say, but yeah, I had a really good time doing that. But it was a very long day yesterday. I'll tell you off camera, but I'm not telling you while recording. And I can see when Jimmy's recording because there's a little word on top.
Then we can just edit it out. Look, I'll do another continuity thing.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Really? Because you won't edit it out.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, you're going to start talking and you'll see that little red button in the corner turn off.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I had a really good time doing it. I really, really enjoyed myself. I got a pass, guys. Look, guys. I can't. I got a pass with my picture on.
Why is it yellow and white?
I don't know.
Is that
going to sharpen it really out of focus image game? No,
yeah, I know. Yeah, well, no, like some weird like whenever in the movies they're like, sharpen that image, and they're just suddenly able to just, like, make this image. Yeah, make this image perfect. What the fuck?
I might actually do that myself in post just to piss you off.
But no, yeah, it was really good fun. But I'm very much very, very tired. I had a 5 a.m. start for that, so I've been working very hard. Yeah. And Jimmy, what have you been doing?
I have been working very hard, but on something that doesn't matter.
Nice.
That's not true.
How did you do? How did you do the drawings of all of us?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I think I have the flu, or I think I'm recovering from the flu at least. I've been ill since like
COVID.
Tuesday last week.
You got COVID?
No, we all got tested.
No. Joe, I haven't done a COVID because in this past week I've done 2 COVID tests just to make sure. I haven't left the house or anything. I've made it to make sure because I have like a cough and that's the only symptom I have. And I'm just like, oh shit. But like I'm pretty convinced that if I didn't spend like a solid 3 days and like 3 days straight on the animation or whatever, I would be fine now. I wouldn't be ill. Because, yeah, I'm actually quite happy with how that came out.
It looks absolutely brilliant. Like we did put in the chat after you chucked it in that it looked amazing, but it really does look fucking great.
It initially confused me because you swapped, compared to the thing you did on Paint, you swapped me and you around to be in the opposite sides of Gab. I was like, well, this doesn't look anything like me, and that doesn't look anything like Jimmy. The fuck is going on here?
No, because I realized like the way it like we record it. It's like Gabe's in this corner. Oh, that corner, sorry. I'm
Maybe
like
Finn.
over this side, then you're down there. So I figured that like Gabe should be.
Well,
in the
you're
middle.
down there for me, so...
You're down there for me
Shut
as
up,
well, to
man.
me.
Well,
Oh, but
when
that
you-
doesn't really
if you
matter, 'cause
rewatch
that's
the
not the one you
podcast,
see.
then it's.
Anyway, go on, Jimmy. Sorry.
That always annoyed me. Yeah. So.
No, you did
that
great,
was,
man.
I think that was the first thing I actually did where like I did like everything was like
Yeah.
something I did.
Yeah, the
like,
music is also Jimmy, by the
I
way.
did the music.
Oh, cool, I didn't realise that.
Everything is Jimmy.
I did the animations and like even those like backgrounds like those are just pictures I took because I didn't want to just get off the internet.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's great.
tired,
It's a whole homemade project. It looks fucking amazing. How
But
did
I
you
was
do the
also-
drawings?
That is an industry secret. No, I just did it on Photoshop.
Oh,
Animation
oh
Photoshop.
wow.
So that's just frame by frame.
Jesus.
That's
amazing.
But I'm also working on a film that me and Gabe are making at the same time. So that's.
Oh, and Jimmy has. Oh, and you're back. Hello.
Back.
You lagged out for a second there. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm also working on a film that me and Gabe are making exactly the same time. And I don't know, I think.
Jimmy messaged when I messaged Jimmy saying that the work was good enough to be paid for, but we don't have any money, so Jimmy won't be getting paid for it.
Also,
I said to Jimmy,
if we did have any money, it would be up to me to distribute that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And I said to Jimmy like, "Oh, like really great job." And Jimmy's reply was like, "Yeah, now I'm onto this." And he just sent me the screenshot of the project Jimmy's working on. It's not really I'm in it, but it's Jimmy's project. And I've realized like you are never going to be away from a computer for the next 4 weeks ever. Like you're just not going to be away from it. You're like there's no hope for you.
Well, I haven't actually
sounds
finished
fun.
filming it. So.
No, yeah, and
I'm literally editing because we're not we the stuff we filmed was not this week, but not last week when this goes out, but the week before, and then I'm missing this week, and then next week we're filming. Hopefully, I don't know what's going on with it.
It's a real mess, and I must admit, it's part of that is down to the fact that I'm not around, and part of that is down to the fact. Actually, this is a good point to just say. Shout out to whatever the fuck. Me and Jimmy basically have a project that we have to get in. It's our last project ever for.
Are you shouting out yourselves?
No, I'm shouting out the rats at our education place who have managed to the whole system is down. So
we're not actually
and
we don't actually know if we're gonna ever be back in.
Yeah, like we don't know what's going on currently.
That, like I can't actually pass my course.
Yeah, so we're currently kind of just standing here waiting while the updates are like, oh, system's still down, and we're like, well, all right.
Well, they were like
what the fuck is going on?
I'm not
And
say too much, but like there was some trouble with like the system, and like you couldn't access the internet, right? So their solution to that was to shut the entire system off, like all the computers in the college. And now they're like, oh yeah, we don't know when it will turn back on. And it's like, we don't. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Sure, like IT can't do anything, and they're like, I don't know, like a computer science course can't do anything, and we don't do that. Like we film on cameras, like you don't need to. We can still go in, like please.
Yeah, they
had
basically
a 4 year
just,
at college since like I've never had a 4 year at college. Actually, no.
It's been a
fun journey.
It's been a depressing time. But
thank God I'm not off to uni next year, though, huh? Oh,
yeah,
I'm not off to uni next year. I'm off to uni this year.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been an interesting time. We have to wait and see what happens. Should we talk a little bit about what everyone's kind of been watching?
Yes.
That seems like a good place
I wrote
to go.
everything down.
I think I have some notes. I don't think I have many though.
I've got a few things.
I don't think
I've seen a lot since we last did the podcast. We didn't done a podcast in like.
No, I've seen two things. I've seen two things.
You've seen two things and like.
I've probably watched more, but I've probably watched more. It's just the fact that it's two things I can actually write. I wrote down.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Well, yeah.
One of the things I got down, I watched immediately after we recorded the previous episode. I'm amazed I remembered I watched it. To be honest.
What'd you watch?
I watched Overlord, the World War II zombie Nazi science.
How was that?
It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah?
Also starring Wyatt Russell.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
Um, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I enjoyed it though. You know, it was there was definitely some creepy imagery in it. There was some weird stuff. But yeah, overall, pretty good war film. Had one of the guys in it from The Big Short. Don't remember his name. I'll look it up, shall I?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it was Christian Bale.
Should we? I was gonna say, instead of our usual thing where like we go through one person's whole what, should we just jump from each person to each person?
Sure.
Because I've only got two, so like I
Hang
just
on,
feel like I'll just
found
chuck
the
them in
guy.
Five.
Okay.
John Magaro. You'd recognise him. He's one of the.
Oh, I know him.
He's one of the dudes.
All right, he's one of the dudes. I finished Invincible because the last episode came out yesterday.
Okay, good. That was one of my things.
It's
Invincible.
Fucking brilliant. Like it's such a good show. It's Stephen Young, right? Is the voice actor for him?
Invincible.
He's absolutely brilliant.
That's how it works every
it's
time.
how it looks every time.
They never say Invincible at the start of the episode. Just cut to the title card.
Like it's so fucking good. It's so good, and the ending was great for season 1 because it's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
Yes. 2 more.
So success. Can't wait for that stuff to come out. Absolutely loved it. I actually think my favorite character might have changed a little bit, Dan. I think it's Seth Rogen's character.
Oh, Alan the Alien.
Alan the Alien. I think he's my favorite.
Yeah,
just on the fact he only appears twice, but he's brilliant both times.
Well, I think Seth Rogen's an executive producer on it, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, why not take a little cameo
he's
like
absolutely
that?
fucking fantastic.
Based off how it ended, he's possibly going to be in the other series slightly more.
Probably, I reckon so.
I haven't read it, but I would guess that.
Yeah.
That he turns up a bit more.
That's on Amazon Prime, by the way. If anyone watching, it comes out on Prime, so I highly recommend. It's only 8 episodes, so yeah, go watch that. It's outstanding.
Really good stuff.
So good. Jimmy, what have you watched?
I said I watched 6 things.
All right, well, give me one.
So I watched Do the Right Thing, Guava Island, Palm Springs, The Big Lebowski, Judas and the Black Messiah, and I rewatched The Last Dance.
Oh, how was Palm Springs, by the way? I'm going to watch that hopefully this week.
Very, very good.
I really like the trailer of it. It looks fucking brilliant.
I've only rated it 4 stars on my Letterboxd.
What the hell? What's Letterboxd out of? Is it 5 or 10?
It's 5.
That's out of 5.
Okay, I was going to say
10.
I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 10.
It was. Yeah, it takes a lot to impress me.
Jimmy's a very harsh critic.
It was good. It wasn't actually really what I was expecting. It feels a lot like smaller scale than you would imagine actually. But I was expecting it to be like this big high budget kind of thing. I mean, it's like pretty high budget, but like it doesn't feel like it. It kind of feels like its own like kind of
shares a cast member with Invincible as well. J.K. Simmons is in both.
J.K. Simmons is in everything. That doesn't count.
He's everywhere.
So
Legend of the game.
Fucking talented. What a man.
I won't spoil it, but like J.K. Simmons is he basically just tries to kill Andy Samberg's character. That's his entire role pretty much in like the first like 2 acts. He just goes around killing him as much as he can.
I'm so excited for some more Ben Shapiro, J. Jonah Jameson in the MCU. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Bit Ben Shapiro, bit Alex Ross. It's going to be great.
Should be good.
You just made me angry by even mentioning Ben Shapiro. I can hear his voice in my head.
Dan, should we jump to your? I was going to say we'll jump to your one, and then we'll go back to mine, and we'll go back to Jimmy's one.
I've got more than one more thing. But
all right, we'll go on.
I watched Love and Monsters on Netflix.
Oh, okay,
starring Dylan O'Brien from various Maze Runner films and probably other stuff.
Yeah,
I think he voices Bumblebee for the brief amount of time that Bumblebee speaks in Bumblebee.
Right.
But so that's
a good review.
Said Bumblebee so many times in one sentence.
I really like Bumblebee.
I really like Bumblebee. It's
anyway,
a good film.
Love and Monsters. So, basic plot is there was a asteroid heading for Earth, and it was going to wipe out everyone. But they were like, "Hang on, I'd say, why don't we just blow this thing up with some nukes?"
Which is what everyone
did, and it saved everyone. But then the nuclear fallout fell to Earth and hugely mutated all of the cold-blooded creatures. So reptiles, amphibians, and insects all became huge and just started killing everyone.
Great.
And so Dylan O'Brien, his parents were killed immediately. So he just got... Huh?
Sorry, go on. I'm just
Okay,
Said,
I
are
didn't hear
they
what you said.
cold-blooded?
I'm getting confused.
No, they were stepped on by like a big stick insect or something.
Oh, of course.
And so
What a
he's
way to
just grabbed
go.
by some other people fleeing, and he ends up in this bunker with a bunch of people. And they're all sort of paired up together in couples in it. But his girlfriend went to a different bunker with other people, and he's like, okay, I've had enough of this. He also has this freezing problem where whenever he sees a bug, he can't do anything. He just stops.
Yeah, like an extreme.
I'm going to travel the wilderness. Everyone's living underground, but I'm going to find my girlfriend. So yeah, it follows him crossing. I can't remember. I think it's like 90 miles or something. Basically, he's out for a week, and he meets a dog. Where one of the best characters in the film, a good boy. His name is just Boy. He saves him from this huge toad.
Nice.
And then he meets Michael Rooker and this little girl who are traveling together. They're going to
the actor
mountains.
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but they're just this. So yeah, he's completely useless. But so of course you need a couple of cool badasses to turn up and help out the good guy. And so yeah, he hangs out with them for a bit, and they sort of teach him everything about bugs. There's a lot of there's this big sandworm thing, like the ones from Dune.
Wait, for real?
Oh yeah.
I mean, not quite that big.
I was gonna say.
But I mean,
like
there
the
are
one in Transformers, number whatever the fuck that one is. There's a big worm.
What other big bugs are there and stuff? There was this really yucky looking big centipede thing. That was awful. And there's a big crab fight at the end. They fight a big crab.
Oh, they fight. Oh, I was hoping you meant like crabs fight. But that's
But well, no.
Let me down easy.
No, they fight a big crab. It's a lot of fun, you know. It's not a very serious film.
Good fun time.
It's just a nice film. There's just for no particular reason a really good bit of robot puppetry. Like 2/3 of the way into the film. There's just this sort of dying robot that he just finds, and it looks really good.
Oh, cool! I'm gonna give that a watch then. That's been on my list for a little bit, but I'm not sure I actually give it a watch.
So yeah, I think watch that.
Yeah, Netflix, right? It's Netflix own.
Netflix.
Yeah. I watched American Hustle.
Before you start, Gabe, when do you have to leave?
I need to leave in about 10 minutes, so we can do
Okay, let's go quick. Go.
I watched American Hustle. It was all right. It was good fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Bradley Cooper's fallen demise more than anything else, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's an all right movie. It's all right. It's good fun. I actually think Jeremy Renner's really good in that movie, which is really ironic considering what our show is being based on.
Don't bring that back.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with the movie. I thought it was all right. It was decent. There's an incredible cast in there, and they do quite well. In general, yeah.
Okay, I've got 2 more things written down. First one, last night I watched the first episode of the new series of This Time with Alan Partridge.
Oh yeah, okay.
Alan Partridge is great and that's really funny. That's on the BBC. Watch it. It's good. And the last thing I've written down just says take chicken out of the freezer. So that's something I've got to do in a minute once this is done, because I guess I haven't done that yet. I guess I was planning to have chicken this evening. So yeah, I should probably get that out of the freezer.
Probably.
And I guess I decide to write that down in my watch list for the week. Don't know why. But there it is. Take chicken out of the freezer.
Like your to-do list.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Maybe I just thought, oh, I know I'm going to look at this. I'll put it there.
I am liking your interstellar black hole in the background.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a cool light. It makes it really difficult. Like if I'm doing stuff in the evening, and so obviously there's no natural light coming in, just consumes the entire background. It's like I can either have it in just huge light or turn it off and just pools of darkness. It's really annoying.
All right, Jimmy, go on. List off your opinions on the last ones very briefly.
Okay. Well, shall I just list off my ratings?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, don't match them to anything though. We'll just guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
go.
So bearing in mind, I think
hurry the fuck up and go.
Okay, so the films are Do the Right Thing, Guava Island, Palm Springs, The Big Lebowski, and Judas and the Black Messiah. So I'm gonna read out.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna read out the first one. So that is 4 stars.
You
already
said that was
Palm Springs.
Yeah, but I've seen 5 films
Alright, Palm
Okay,
Springs.
I'm going to put it
Palm
with Palm Springs.
Guava Island.
No.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Guava
it's
Islands.
the I don't know. Is that the Donald Glover one?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, 4-star. Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Sick. Any other ones?
Okay, 4.5 stars.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
No.
Oh,
That's a 5. I'm going to
That's a
guess that
5,
you
yeah.
gave that a 5.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gave that a 5 with a heart. So.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that
Showing
was
your
an option.
love. Fuck, I don't know. What was the
Okay,
other
well,
films
the
you
two
watched?
you have left are Guava Island and Do the Right Thing. So.
All right, we'll do the right
4.5.
thing. 4.5. Do the
Yeah.
right thing.
4.5.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. And
3
Guava
star.
Island is
Guava
5
Island.
stars with a heart
Oh.
as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I watched two. The only 2 films I have on my letterbox that have a heart next to it, Guava Island and Judas and the Black Messiah, and I watched those within like 10 days of each other. So.
Oh, nice. Fair enough. Nice. Very good.
Very
Right.
good.
I think we're
Actually,
done.
I
I actually
wanna
had
say one last
go on. I also wanted to pitch something up to you guys. So yeah, go on.
Oh,
Dan's
my
got to take the chicken out of the freezer.
I'm going to get the
Alright,
shit out
okay,
of the freezer and I'm
okay,
going to go
okay.
shopping.
I wanted to say that obviously Michael Collins died a couple of days ago.
Oh shit!
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that happened.
I saw that. I was like, oh.
He was amazing. He flew with Gemini and Apollo. He was the 3rd American to do a spacewalk.
Yeah.
And obviously, most famously was on the Apollo 11 mission, which landed men on the moon. So,
Yeah, although I think he's unfortunately often, it's just he's
forgotten about it,
the
yeah.
3rd guy that went up with them
Yeah.
I mean,
because he didn't
Yeah,
actually go on the
amazing.
moon. No one often don't remember his name, which is a bit sad.
yeah, it's a shame, but no, but so he's obviously a big deal, and he's he'll be missed definitely. So he lived pretty long, to be fair. So he had a good life.
Yeah, long
yeah,
innings. There you go. That's what I meant to say.
Rest in peace.
Not that I did, but still.
When did,
Yeah, no, for sure.
When did Armstrong die?
2012.
There you go.
Is that recent?
That's 9 years ago. That's nuts. 2012 to me is like 3 or 4 years
That's a
ago.
while ago.
It's 9 years ago. Jesus. I actually wanted to pitch you guys. So, being that we've kind of revamped the podcast with the design of things and the way things kind of look currently, I'm going to pitch that whenever we upload it to Spotify, as you the viewers would have seen, it is season 1, episode 18 is the current episode, and it's only up there because that's where we were starting from with Spotify stuff. I want to pitch that we make this season 2 of the Instant Ravioli show.
Wow.
Because we've kind of revamped everything. It doesn't mean we need to revamp everything going forward for season 3, but it means that season 3 we can kind of, when we leave a break, because we've also missed a few weeks here. So if we maybe
When we all
next time
quit
we
the
do
band and come back together. So that'll be
exactly
season
for season 3, yeah, exactly. So are you guys good with making it season 2?
3. Yeah, that's the.
Sure, I guess.
Fantastic,
Takes
cool.
My life in no meaningful way. So
No.
go
Now,
for it.
Dan, you can go get your chicken out of the freezer.
Yay.
Because we're gonna
Oh, no, you
wrap
need
up the
to-
show. Thank
need
you
to
very
tell
much
me
for.
what your job is first before I can leave.
Oh yeah, shit. Thank you very much everyone for watching or listening. If
Whatever
you
you're
haven't
doing.
already, you can subscribe to the channel and get more podcasts like this. There's loads more on this channel. Also, if you are,
But don't watch
like
any
I
of
said,
those.
no, there's a few that are good, but not very many.
There's like 2, yeah.
Watch all the guest ones. The guest ones are good fun.
Oh, yeah,
And the Dan's first one I think is a good laugh as well. Other than that, they're all
I'm
terrible.
technically a guest in that one.
Yeah.
I'm tricked into being a host on this thing.
Yep. If you are wanting to listen to the show as opposed to watch the show, you can just go to the Spotify, and we will hopefully be back actually next week as opposed to
in
4 weeks from now.
now.
Yeah. Right. Thank
I
you very much
do
for
have
watching,
to-
everyone.
Just
Go
before
on.
you wrap up, I do have to say that this has been one of my favourite guest episodes.
I don't know where he is. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Well, I actually also have another thing to pitch, but I want to keep that one secret from the viewers.
Okay.
We're
So.
joined
well.
by Ken Young, everyone.
Look, for me and Dan, he's right there. There.
No, he's
Oh, is he there?
there for me.
Oh, he's there for me.
That's gonna really weird when people watch this back.
But
Bye,
it'd be
everyone.
Probably weirder if they just listen.
Yeah, that'd be
goodbye.
very weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry if you were just listening
Yeah.
for that.
Bye everyone for the 3rd time, I guess.
Bye.
See you later.
They missed my thumbs up, suckers, if you're listening.